What is up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Straight Edge Wrestling Podcast. We're nearing the end of February already. We've got AEW Revolution on the horizon. We've got another Saudi Arabian show coming next week.
Yes.
Which we hold on tender hooks for. But
It's got some good matches.
it actually does, which is kind of annoying. But what have we got from the last week? Some good, some very good. Some not so good.
Some stuff that's just virtually the same for the last 4 weeks on one show.
Yeah, and you can take 50 guesses as to what show that's going to be. Well, let's start with a good.
Red Pro.
Yeah, let's start with a good. So, AEW this week, Dynamite.
They've done.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to the end of it, it was like, this is more like a pay-per-view show.
Yeah, I think this is their best television show they've done. I think it was, as you say, it's right up there with Double or Nothing.
So,
all that.
yeah, they kept setting up for more and more. Every story sort of progressed.
Yeah, every segment meant something, which
Like
is
they were watching Vince Russo's old stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Everything had to mean
Before
something.
we went to WCW and
and they went a bit.
everything went weird.
Yeah, every person had a role. Everything on the show meant something. I think it kicked off strong with that tag team battle royal. I tell you what I did like about that, which is we don't. They changed the rules from WWE's rules. Normally with WWE, if you eliminate one person, you eliminate the team.
WWE, they never keep up with their rules.
No, that's
because
true.
Sometimes you have to eliminate both. Sometimes you have to eliminate one.
That's true. But yeah, I like this. I like this having to eliminate both people. And I think, God, there was a bit in it which I tweeted out and it sort of got our traction, where Sammy Guevara comes down to interfere and he jumps over, and I want to say Matt Jackson. I'm pretty sure it was Matt.
Yeah, it was Matt Jackson because Nick was eliminated.
Right. Oh yeah, he was. So Matt Jackson hits him with a super kick, a la Shelton Benjamin and Shawn Michaels all those years ago.
Yeah, but he sort of hit that floor because he just folded up.
Oh, he just let himself crumble like a pancake. God, that was
Makes you
beautiful.
wonder whether he actually just did it when he went out cold.
Yeah, do you know, there was a really great bit on Twitter. AEW's Twitter account tweeted out the video, and Sammy Guevara replied going, "When was this?" I love that. Like, oh man, he sold that so well. That was so beautifully timed. I see some people WWE fanboys. Oh, it's nothing like Shelton Benjamin and Shawn Michaels, bro. It was.
It was better. Right?
So good, so good.
Better.
I literally jumped out of my seat watching that live. I was like, oh god damn! I thought he.
Thing is, that show had a lot of those moments.
Yeah. God. Yeah, that tag team battle royal was such a nice way to start it off. Went into the women's match. Once again, certain things may have gone a bit too long, maybe a bit too sloppy, but all in all, I mean, they delivered. I said this to you a little while ago. They've
made a very weird cage, though.
They do. But I said, before we start talking about the cage, the women, it's a shame, because I think they've got some really talented women on that roster.
They have. I've got to think it's just a little bit more that they've got to prove.
Yeah, and it's because we don't know them, they haven't got any. Like with the men, they've got a Moxley and Omega. They've got these established stars. They haven't really got that with the women.
And the person writing for the women when they come do an interview is terrible.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think we mentioned this on the podcast yet. So Britt Baker's just awful promo which she cut. It must be about 3-4 weeks ago now on Tony Schiavone talking about Starbucks and all that. The idea of it all came from Tony Khan.
And it's still going on though about Starbucks and buying. I bought you a coffee. She was there sitting in there being on commentary team.
And it's funny. It's so Tony Khan. I think he's completely missed the boat on everything he's done with Britt Baker. I think everything like him being hands on with that. But I won't completely chastise him because he's also apparently been sort of the driving force behind all the Adam Page stuff, and that stuff's been really good. So it's like the Vince McMahon thing, though, isn't it? It's like, hey, you may be good over here, but you're not over here. And I think people need to say to him, Cody, Kenny, the Bucks need to say to him when he's Tony, I think you're off here, because that Britt Baker stuff, man, that was dire, really bad. It made her look bad, and it wasn't her fault. She's a newbie to TV.
At the end of that, I think for the women, there's still some. I think for most of them as well, their mic skills all need a bit of improvement.
Yeah,
can't knock their in ring because they are putting on amazing ring matches.
Yeah, that's the one thing that they've got with Rio, and even not someone like Nyla, who's more of a beast character and all that.
With Nyla, with her promo, it just come off a bit off earlier on.
Yeah. Nothing seemed real. Everything seemed very. Even though it's not scripted, it's all bullet pointed. It seemed scripted.
But I think for the women on that, they just need to work on promo skills.
I think the women are being done a disservice because of it. Yeah, I really do. I think it's a shame because it means the crowd aren't getting behind them, so the matches aren't really getting over, and it's sort of a knock-on effect.
At the end of the day, you got maybe AEW women have got to pay upon their dues, like the women did on WWE.
Yeah, it's true. I think they would really benefit from someone like, they brought in some of these legendary women. They've had a Jazz, they've had an ODB, and people like that. I think they benefit from having those more established women there because mainly because it will get the crowd invested, which sort of like is a knock-on effect, But no, we'll skip ahead to we'll skip ahead to the tag team match. So Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus the Lucha Bros.
That was nuts.
It's incredible. Every single time, I don't know why I'm always so amazed by Rey Fenix. He's always amazing, but every single time I see him, I'm just like, God damn! I forgot how amazing you were.
When he does that whole run across the rope and he kick Kenny in the head,
just ridiculous. the man is absolutely insane. Yeah,
people want to talk about Pac being able to defy gravity.
Yeah,
gravity doesn't exist. Phoenix doesn't even know what gravity is.
God damn it, he's genuinely, if he's not top 5 wrestlers in the world right now. But so we've got Kenny and Adam Page versus the Bucks at Revolution, which should be an interesting match. That should be good. We're finally slowly getting towards the complete dissolution, the split of the Elite. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good.
I wonder where does Kenny fit into all of this?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Heel Kenny might be coming, I think. Should be good. I think
alcoholic Kenny.
I think we're going to find. Yeah, I think we're finally going to get that Kenny singles run in a big story. We've not really had it. We've had him and John Moxley, but that was to get Moxley over.
Well, he's still got to do his bit with Pac as well. So.
He's got to do that at some point. But then the main event. So we had Wardlow in his debut versus Cody in a cage match, and if Cody wins, he gets to go on and face MJF at Revolution. So obviously we knew what the finish was going to be, but. I think firstly it's got to be said that Wardlow looked great in his debut.
I'm still trying to work out probably because where Cody busted himself open, because the bit they try and say we think this is where it happened. His head never even really connected with the cage.
I know. I have seen on Twitter someone put out where it was that he gets himself busted open.
Because the bit where the AEW try and point it out, you're like that.
Yeah.
All he said was nowhere near close to the cage. What are you chatting about?
Yeah. He he bladed on this one. This was the first time he's actually bladed, which is funny, because every other time Cody's been covered in blood has been legit,
so he's not going to get us a meeting one. Another scar.
At Double or Nothing, he was covered in blood against Dustin, but it was Dustin's blood. When he faced Jericho, it's because he face planted the floor.
He liked the cheese grate. Is good.
And when he got hit with a chair, that was an accident. So yeah, he's actually not actually.
Are you sure it was an accident? And he left the chamber. Sure, I can get this bit here.
Yeah. He did actually blade this time. So they tried to pull it off like he got busted open on the cage, but that
and one thing I weren't over impressive because it looked so shite was when they tried to do the cheese grate on the cage to Cody, and you're like. You even touching touching the cage?
Over the years, you've seen that done really well and really poorly. I always remember Undertaker and Brock, Hell in a Cell, when the first Hell in a Cell, when there was so much blood loss. But I always remember Taker just driving Brock's head into there, and you can see Brock just face implanted in there, and vice versa, Brock doing it to Taker, and then it's and then you see some people.
They didn't have much love for each other back then.
No, they just let it all go, and then you see other people where you'd see whatever JBL or whatever 6 feet away from the cage going I think if you're not going to commit to that kind of spot, you just sort of need to let it go.
It was just that. Is Cody even touching that? You think
Yeah, and you had. You had rule changes from WWE, which were a godsend in some ways. I think we both kind of agree on this. So no escape the cage for either the door or over the top. Now, I think we both agree on the idea that going through the door, thank God that's no longer a thing, because that's always been done. But I know you do as well, both like the ability to escape from climbing over.
Well, I've always had the thing of you have a cage match, it's a special thing about it where you escape. I don't quite like pinfalls and submissions in it. It's not what the cage was originally bought in for.
Yeah.
So I hate WWE's version. Oh, you can escape, you can pin, or you can pick something more fulfilling. Yeah, at least they've picked something now. You're being locked in a cage. There you go.
Yeah.
So
I think you should be able to. I think there was. I mean, there's two things here. It's like I think you should be able to climb over the cage. Anyway, I think that should be a thing because mainly because it gives you more spots to do when they're trying to escape, pulling them down, all that sort of stuff. But also, they didn't even lock the damn cage door in this match.
They need.
Yeah, exactly. But because there's no escape, they're like, oh, we don't need to lock the door. And it's like, oh, I don't like that.
Especially when they have to do that spot.
Because exactly, that's the point. That's the point I was going to make. It's like the only reason they didn't lock the cage door was because they needed to do that spot. You know.
That one maybe Candace doesn't want to pay out for a chain and padlock.
But that annoyed me just because it's like, well, what was the point of the damn cage then? Because the whole point of the cage has always been you can't escape or whatever. You know. Yeah. But if the door's unlocked, well, you can just freaking walk through the door.
That's why they made a Hell in a Cell, so you definitely can.
Yeah, definitely. But it's like,
somehow you escape.
I get that they basically didn't put the chain on it so they could do that one spot, but it was like, oh, okay. I liked MJF climbing up the cage and Brandy just hitting him and him just completely no-selling it, and then Arn fucking him up. I thought that was good. And of course, the finish was just ridiculous. Cody climbing up the top.
Well, that is a nuts and insane bloody size of a cage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how tall it is. It's big. Well, what I heard from Meltzer say is it's like bigger than the old Jimmy Snooker cage where he done the dive. It's about the same size or maybe a bit smaller than when Kurt Angle done his off WWE.
Well, the thing is, they kind of stated two different sizes when they did.
I thought that as well.
Because they said one was it started off as 26 foot, and then suddenly JR mentioned at one point just before or after. About it being 20 foot and like that.
Yeah, I thought they did that as well. It may be JR being wrong because he slips up quite a bit, but
I could imagine that fucking cage being like 26 foot because it's fucking huge.
Yeah. It's weird though. I've always wondered this: are they measuring it from the ground or from the edge of the ring, like where the cage?
Yeah.
I've always wondered that.
Well, from that, WWE's is going to be from
the floor. Yeah,
it would be from the floor, would it?
Yeah, which is bullshit. It shouldn't be from the floor because the cage doesn't
go to the floor.
Yeah. But anyway, the finish of the match was just ridiculous. Cody climbs up to the top of the cage. He doesn't flinch. He just doesn't look back.
He just does it. It's a good thing.
He just goes back. Good thing Wardlow was in. That is a lot of trust that man put in Wardlow. You know, he comes down, hits Wardlow with a crossbody at moonsault, and cracks himself quite a bit on the mat.
I don't know how he didn't break himself.
Yeah, the only thing we know is I'll put the tweet up here from AEW, so the press release from AEW up here. He basically just broke his big toe. Somehow. That was it.
Somehow? Did you see how he landed?
No, but I mean, somehow that was it. Like, I thought he would have freaking broken, impaled his chest or something.
He's got himself a broken toe. It means he can't wrestle in a pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that's the point. He was still going to be wrestling MJF at Revolution. Come hell or high water.
Ow. Don't step on my toe.
So Revolution's, it's looking to be quite a good show. I'm going to be over there in Chicago for it. Can't wait for that. See my first AEW show. That'd be good. I think that crowd is going to be nuts for MJF and Cody. I think they're going to lap it up so much.
They're nuts for Cody anyway.
Oh yeah. So. Do you know what this is? I heard Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltz have a great discussion about this earlier this week, and I agree 100% with both of them. WWE haven't been able to make a baby face in so many, probably since Daniel Bryan, with the Yes movement, and they kind of have just got to the point where they believe you can't make baby faces anymore. You can't make that standard white bread baby face Hulk Hogan, that sort of thing. Damn it, Cody Rhodes is the absolute example.
They're kicking themselves.
They could have done it, yeah.
Due to they could have been having one hell of a fucking wrestler right now and being their heavyweight
champion. He was the son of the fucking dream. He was the son of Dusty Rhodes. Right. They had so many ready-made things for a legend's son. They had Dustin on the thing. Oh, it's crazy. I mean, we've gone over this so many times, but it's crazy to me. And I hope they are sitting there now, just sort of like, shit. I hope they are, because he is definitely 100% the most over babyface in professional wrestling right now, and for quite some time. That they love him. That inevitable heel turn, which will happen at some point. I hope it's no time soon, because I don't think they need to do it. I think you need to wait another year or so. Let him be that babyface.
Revolution after he does the bad thing.
I hope not, because it's like they really need that that baby face.
So he didn't join forces with him.
Please don't jinx it. Do not jinx it, please. Yeah, I think that inevitable that heel turn is going to be incredible. You know, that place is going to hate him so much.
What's the thing that everyone wanted for John Cena?
Yeah, or he could be John Cena and never turn. You know, he could be their John Cena.
It's not by the lack of choice of what John Cena wanted his heel turn.
Yeah, and they were like, no, we like the merch money, thanks. You are not turning. Yeah, so...
The thing is, though, with John Cena, you could have got so much more money for him turning heel and doing the heel. Because so many people would have bought it.
People wanted it so much. But
you may not get there from the kids, but you would have had all the adults then buying that one.
Yeah,
it's at the end of the day, the adults are the ones with the money.
It's the NWO thing, isn't it? Who was buying NWO merch? It was the adults, it weren't the kids. So
I think they forget. It's the adults
that have the cash. Yeah. So then we move from the good of the week to the not so good. We won't really waste much time on Raw because
if you watch one of the last 3 or 4 episodes, you've seen it.
Yeah.
The only good thing about all of that is, once again, I finally got the match I wanted last year for WrestleMania, which is Charlotte v. Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so...
And the other thing is, because I technically didn't watch Raw, because I read about it and realised it was the same show as the other ones.
Yeah.
And in what I was reading, they basically stated that Shayna Baszler is going to be facing Becky Lynch for the Women's Championship.
Yeah, but they haven't done that. They haven't
done what I read.
Yeah, well, on the show they didn't. On the show they did not.
What I read, they did.
Well, what you read was wrong because they didn't state that.
WWE never does anything wrong. What are you saying about?
They didn't say what they were doing was they were saying the Elimination Chamber, whoever wins that goes on to face Becky. But the problem is,
does that mean Becky's not actually wrestling an Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, I think she is.
I think would be the first pay-per-view in the last year, almost from being the women's champion. She's not actually wrestled at pay-per-view.
It could be, but they're probably going to dump her in a match, you know, unannounced, unbooked, unplanned, unbuilt match, because that's what they do.
Another cannibal trying to win.
Yeah. But so Shayna's in the Elimination Chamber, so we know Shayna's winning the Elimination Chamber.
I can now officially tell you she's winning it and going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, so we know she's winning that. But it's the same thing as we know Roman's winning the men's because he's going to go face Bray. But
we don't know what John Cena's doing.
Yeah, no, we know because we know all the men that are in the Elimination Chamber, and the stipulation for the Elimination Chamber is winner goes to face Bray. So, but anyway, this is the problem with these themed pay-per-views.
Have they put all the SmackDown people in yet?
Yeah. Shinsuke, Bobby Roode, Braun, Roman Reigns,
a fair few
Daniel Bryan.
You know what? A fair few of them could suddenly be replaced next Friday by John Cena.
Cena ain't wrestling in an Elimination Chamber. No movie studio is ensuring that fucking thing. But this is the problem with them using the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell. They're like, shit, we've got this pay-per-view, now we've got to figure something to make the pay-per-view match work, rather than having a story.
Normally someone would put a championship belt in there.
Yeah, but it's like normally you have a story and you have a reason for an Elimination Chamber. You have a story, you have a reason for a Hell in a Cell. But this thing over the last 10 years... They kind of have SmackDown at the moment.
They haven't.
They just force-fed it.
No, but I'm thinking a completely different match. If you look at like this week and a few of the other weeks with the tag team, they're all trying to say how great they are. Dump them all in the hell like they've done before. And it was a great match.
They probably will do it for that. But it's like 90% of the time, these Elimination Chambers, Hell in a Cells, they just have to force a match and TLC. Yeah, they just have to force a match into that match type. And it's like, it used to be so much better when it was like, Triple H and Undertaker have had this feud and the only culmination is a Hell in a Cell match. Let's have a Hell in a Cell, let's have a last man standing match. We don't have to wait for Extreme Rules.
I missed the last man standing matches. They're my favourites. It's an actual I quit match, which means you had to leave the show.
Yeah.
I quit. I have bragging rights over you now.
It's a shame, but Elimination Chamber is what it is. And the thing is, they book themselves in the corner because they got this fucking Saudi show, and then they got Elimination Chamber.
Got that show, then they got Elimination Chamber, and isn't Fastlane on afterwards?
So don't quote me on this, but I haven't seen Fastlane on their pay-per-view list for this year. I could be completely wrong.
Because for so many years now, they've had 2 pay-per-views before.
Yeah, they have. But
we can't really classify Saudi technically.
I could be completely wrong, but I've not seen it on their pay-per-view list. But that doesn't mean they're not doing it, because whatever they'll do, whatever.
They'll probably do that random one and throw in a No Way Out instead for.
Yeah.
They do every so often.
So Saudi show is on Thursday, the 27th of February. You have Goldberg taking on The Fiend, and on SmackDown we saw The Fiend and Goldberg going face to face.
Finally So it turns out if you have a spear, you can hurt the Fiend.
Yeah. Do you know what? I saw someone... Do you remember when Bret Hart wore that metal thing? I saw someone on Twitter just put, the Fiend's going to wear that at Saudi, isn't he? He's going to fucking wear that and he's going to be like, bang! He's going to do metal.
Now he's going to get a big ass cushion.
Yeah, just, oh, that was nice. Thanks for the cuddle, Bill. Yeah. I said this last week and I'll say it again. I have no fucking idea how they get themselves out of this match. I just don't get it. I literally just don't know. I'm very, very confused. And do you know what's even freaking me out? And I hope I'm wrong on this. I'm definitely wrong. I'm 100% wrong. They done that weird thing with Hulk Hogan last week in The Fiend on SmackDown, where it was like where the Fiend interrupted Hogan. Hogan was like, "I'll see you in Tampa, brother." And I'm thinking, oh, fuck, if he interferes in that Goldberg Fiend match, Jesus, Mother of Christ, and they're actually going to do something with him.
It's going to be Hogan going.
It's going to be Hogan main event in WrestleMania.
It's going to have NWO in his corner.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But, yeah, I don't know how any of this ends. I really don't. I'm looking forward to...
nuclear bomb, probably.
I'm looking forward to the Miz and Morrison match at Saudi. That should be good. Not that I'm going to actually watch the event, because I'm going to be in America waiting for Revolution. But
you just go to a bar, right?
Yeah, I'll skim through it on the way back. I'm going to be watching the highlights because I want to see what the hell they do to Goldberg and the Fiend. It's the only thing I care about. See, they've managed to get me interested in this. Every year they manage to get me interested in the Saudi event just because they do something fucking ridiculous.
So are you telling me you're not going to be interested in finally seeing the final match between Roman Reigns and the King?
Baron Corbin. I think I'm fine with missing that, you know.
But there won't be dog food in this one, it'll just be a cage.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that there's not going to be dog food. The only real bit of news from this week is the Hall of Fame, really. So we've had confirmed, obviously, the NWO and Batista, and then the Bella Twins were confirmed last night on SmackDown, but unconfirmed, but are definitely going in. We have Jushin Thunder Liger, which is cool, which I spoke about last week. This week, British Bulldog was announced to be finally going in, which is great. Finally,
I mean, some people on our Facebook put in a good. His former tag team partner. Dynamite.
So this is the thing. I was going to reply to it. It's a weird one. So Dynamite Kid was surrounded by controversy before his death, you know. And then the final inductee is John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL.
I had rumours about that.
Yeah. So we had it sort of confirmed a couple of days ago.
Crap, but you can induct the person that bullied half your rosters.
So this is a weird one as well, isn't it? Because it's like, is he a legend? Yeah. Did he do a lot? Yeah. Is he part of one? I got told this week that there would be someone getting a second ring this year. Another person on top of the NWO and stuff. There'd be another person. And when I heard JBL's name being floated around, I thought they were going to go, oh, the APA. But it's not. From what I can gather at the moment, it's not APA. It is just JBL on his own. But yeah, I don't know. JBL at the end of the day, he is a legend, but also an arsehole.
How's he get a second ring?
Farouk. No, as in someone would be getting a second ring, as in like Ron Simmons. Yeah, I should have explained that a bit better. Yeah. But yeah, JBL is an arsehole. Bullied a lot of people, made a lot of people's lives a living hell. But Vince likes him. WWE likes him. They bring him back all the time.
I'm surprised he made some money for him.
Yeah.
I think it's in general, it's just a shame he turned out to be a fucking twat backstage, people.
Yeah, it's a shame. My favourite story ever is like, is the fact that like Vince Russo created the Brawl for All just because JBL thought he was the toughest man in the locker room, and Vince Russo was like, "Oh, we can fucking figure that one out." So he done the Brawl for All, and
he gets knocked out in his first
yeah. I think it was Steve Blackman. Oh, it was Steve Blackman that knocked him the fuck out at a luggage carousel at an airport. JBL tried to prank Steve Blackman, and Steve Blackman just turned around and knocked him the fuck out.
Why would you fuck with Steve Blackman?
Because you're an imbecile. It's
like going up to Ken Shamrock and slapping him around the back.
Well, that's like the story of when Big Show went up to Ken Shamrock in catering, and started like jibing at Ken Shamrock and being like, "Hey, small man, hey, little man, and Ken Shamrock had him on his back within about 12 seconds. I've heard that story be told by so many people, including the Big Show, and like everyone that was in catering, like, he just made Big Show his bitch in like 5 seconds. But yeah, JBL got laid out by Steve Blackman, which is just amazing. But anyway, yeah, no, I think that's quite a good Hall of Fame class. I know a lot of people are shitting on the Bellas or whatever, but look, whatever. There's a lot of women that deserve it more.
How long by the time they get to the Hall of Fame, how long would they have been pregnant for?
I don't know how far along they're.
They were definitely showing on SmackDown.
Yeah, well, it's another like 6 weeks, so they're probably going to be quite far along.
So suddenly you find out they both break out.
Waters break on stage. Oh man, if Vince McMahon could capitalise on that and air that live, he would. He'd be like, oh yeah, let's zoom in on them crowning. Go on, he would. He'd be like, go on, get their legs up in that stirrup. This is going live on the network. Bro, that man will Hey, look, this is the man. Vince McMahon is the man who wanted to impregnate his daughter for a storyline.
Last year's known for Bret Hart and Natalya getting jumped.
Yeah.
This one could be known for the Bella Twins.
Bella Twins, their legs up in the stirrups. Yeah. I mean, it would make those 8-hour-long ceremonies.
Doing that thing is make his own little thing and have like that hand.
The hand.
Come back.
Yeah. But it would make those 8-hour-long ceremonies a lot more bearable.
I don't know if I could want to be watching having two those, because those two can be quite loud as it is.
Yeah.
Giving Labour, man, screw that idea.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the Hall of Fame this year. I think it's way overdue that Davey Boy's in there. I think there's a lot of people it's way overdue. I think it's a sham that Miss Elizabeth isn't in there yet.
X-Pac getting his second ring.
I think it's cool that X-Pac. Yeah, do you know what was really cool? Like, obviously, we were there last year, and it meant so much to him.
The thing is, though, he's getting it now for these groups. But when's he going to get his own individual one?
Yeah, he's not getting his own. Like, put 1, 2, 3 Kid or X-Pac in there, for the love of God.
Do it separately. Let him have 4 rings. Let him be the different man.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, 1, 2, 3 Kid X-Pac. Come on, we can do this.
I'm going to start a petition.
I'm glad Jushin Thunder Liger's getting in. I'm glad Batista's getting in there. I'm going to make a bold prediction for the Hall of Fame next year. It's going to be The Rock. It's WrestleMania goes Hollywood. It's got to be The Rock.
I don't know. How's he feeling right now? And after how people acted at his dad's funeral.
Yeah, by all accounts, he's fine with it. But
that's what you like to tell the media. But deep down,
yeah, by all accounts, I mean, he sent out a good thing about Vince McMahon and all that.
Piss on them if they were on fire.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it past WWE having already pitched to The Rock for next WrestleMania. For WrestleMania goes Hollywood, and him being in the Hall of Fame.
So it's only find out there's like him and John Cena.
Oh no way could they both be on the same Hall of Fame. The egos are too big for the stage.
You only have 2 people, that's it.
Yeah. Fucking throw Undertaker in there as well. Let's really go all out at this.
It's going to be an 8-hour fucking one with just Cena and The Rock. They're just going to be up there twerking, fucking chipping and diving in one another.
Yeah, just let them roast battle it out. But
some other people trying to say some stuff in between, but they'll get a chance.
Yeah. But that's it for this week. It's been an okay week of wrestling, but there's been some very good bits of wrestling. There's been some good indie wrestling. Will Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr. was very good. I watched that on from Rev Pro.
Friggin' time Will Ospreay got given that belt.
Yeah,
Jack Sabre
finally.
Jr.
He's announced that he's up in the heavyweight division now, which is weird, but okay, whatever.
Well, he's back in the heavyweight division again, what, over New Japan?
Well, New Japan have put it on their Twitter that he's in the heavyweight division, so we'll see. But we'll see where that goes. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, he's going to end up being the new heavyweight champion. Yes.
So yeah, there's been some lots of good wrestling. And next week should be interesting as well. I mean, we've got a lot. We got Raw, then we got NXT and AEW.
5th week of the same fucking show.
Yeah, we've got Raw, we've got NXT and AEW, then we've got Super Showdown, SmackDown, and AEW Revolution.
No, what's going to be interesting is how many of the wrestlers can make back in time ready for SmackDown.
That's the most interesting thing of the week right there. And that's all we have time for this week.
That's the only thing that's making it worth watching. It seems tempting to
see who the hell turns up. Yeah, that's why they've got Cena on the show.
The news after the Saudi show.
Yeah.
Cena might do the whole show by himself.
It will. It'd be 2 hours of him doing a monologue, just reading the script from the new Fast and Furious film.
They're going to do Jerry Springer with him and Nick.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all we have time for. Join us next week for another edition of the Straight Edge Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at SEW_podcast. And over to Facebook. Subscribe here on YouTube and all those good things. And we'll see you next time. We are